Aside from school, I participate in a lot of nonprofit organizations. One of them is LEAP, which stands for Leading Efforts for Poverty. What we do is we encourage volunteers to give back to their community in various ways, like repairing bicycles, making snack packs, donating clothes, things like that. I also work for Reboot for Youth, which is an organization full of juniors like me, and what we do is we refurbish computers and give them back to the community. And we meet every Saturday, and you might have seen us on TV. We came on NBC once, and we came on CNN last week, which is really exciting. And then I also go to TEDx and TSA and give tutoring. These are other things I do in my free time. So the programming languages I have used frequently in my academic and extracurricular career. Here, what happened was 5th grade, Flores Elementary School, you guys might know that. We had this required project where we had to basically make a database. And my 5th grade teacher, he just suggested to people, why not make a web page? And I didn't know what that was, a web page. I use it all the time, Googling, checking my email, but I did not know how to make one. So I searched it up and I came across HTML, the foundation for the internet as we know today. And being the overachieving 5th grader I learned everything I could in that summer. And then it was so exhilarating, like trying to learn all that. Like there's like lots of factors that come into play, like impressing my parents, impressing like my friends, like, oh wow, coding's so cool. Yeah, but then like there's a point where you reach and like it's like, oh, I can't do anymore. Like this is too much, right? Because you have to learn the fundamentals well enough to move on. And so these are the things I've learned since 5th grade to junior year. HTML, so Java is basically it's what you learn in high school if you ever decide to take Foundations Computer Science or AP Computer Science offered by College Board. Python, C++, those are like artificial intelligence level. Those are if you ever decide to take any courses beyond AP Computer Science. And then Arduino and Pickaxe are basically extensions of FLL robotics. It's basically more advanced robotics like robotic hands, controlling individual movements of parts, motors, generators, things like that. And so these are the courses that I am taking or will be taking by senior year in computer science, and then those are the extracurriculars that I do. Like app development, I was like really interested in that. It uses Java and HTML mainly, and basically I thought that, hey, I have a smartphone, I play lots of games, I go on Blackboard, I check all these different apps. Why not make one? Something I can be proud of. All these companies are making one. Why not do something myself? So I started doing app development. And then all the others are basically extensions of like FLL, TSA, things like that. Like things that the school offers you, and then you form a team with a group of friends who also love computer science programming. And yeah, hackathons. Hackathons, you guys might be a bit too young for, but by the time you're high school, I'm pretty sure your parents will allow you to do this. It's basically where you gather up a group of friends who like to have no sleep, and you basically go on a 24-hour coding run and you create whatever you want. It's like really innovative, sometimes stressful, but overall it's very fun. Then websites and gaming. So websites, I'm usually webmaster for some of the nonprofits that I run, and being a webmaster gives you a lot of authority over things because in today's age, like technology has become really important, and owning a website, like having a website for your company, is basically showing your company's true nature. Like people will judge your company, your nonprofit, whatever organization you're from, based on what you present to people, your social media, how your Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts show up, and your websites. So it's very important to me. But then gaming. So gaming is like, coding doesn't have to be like all strict and all step-by-step process. You can do stuff for fun. Like you can. That's how I started. Like I started doing projects for fun. Even though junior year, I still do things for fun. Like, oh, I want to take a break from homework. Why not just like make a quick Tetris game? So this is the process that I use. there's two parts, because in school what you learn is basically something that the teacher offers you. It's the more of the, you have a problem and you want to solve it, like FLL. And then the things that you do outside of school, or stuff that your teacher gives you more freedom on, that's where you can use the creative parts of your mind. You can think of various ideas you want to do, things that you haven't seen but you'd like to see, and you design it, find the logic behind it, complete the initial code, and then debug. Now, capitalize debug because this is like the hardest part. Like, and people who do all these different projects know what I'm talking about, because because when you first complete initial parameters, you realize that there's certain things you want to change, and when you change, those other things also have to change, and so far it goes into a cycle, and then you keep editing it, and then sometimes it feels frustrating, but at the end of the day, you feel really satisfied by what you've accomplished, and you can present your final product with like a lot of pride. So what I deal with looks something like this. This is like HTML, CSS. It's basically creating a website step by step. And basically, in coding, what you can do is you take something like this and you make it look like this. And this is what programmers specialize in, because they do the things behind the scenes. They make everything, and then the people see it and get impressed by it. So how CS has impacted my life? So it's taught me to become a driver instead of being driven. That means making the things I care about, not just buying them or getting them from someone. And that sort of releases like this innovative part of your mind that you never knew existed. Exploring inner creativity, that's another thing. And then forming new relationships. So far, all the teachers I've met in computer science, I hold very close relationships with them. Sometimes I would like spend like lunches just talking with them over my homework. My parents, like my dad's also a computer engineer. I talk with him about code. He asks me about stuff. I ask stuff with him, and then I also pass on a bit of advice to my friends, my little brother, and then a personal hobby, like because it becomes so addicting. It's a fun addiction. It's not a bad addiction. It's like you get into a process of being able to create something new, and it feels really exhilarating, and then that way you constantly make stuff out, and you can use it for other things also, like as I said, academic. Doesn't have to be a computer science class. Like for history classes, English classes, you can always ask your teacher, oh, hey, can I submit a HTML file for this? Can I submit an app, like an Android app I made? Can you download it on your phone? And they'll most likely say yes, because your teachers really want to innovate you, as I've seen. Now, what do you do if you don't want to do computer science as like a full-term hobby, or you don't want to study it full-time, but you don't want to have a career in it? Computer science is like a type of science. It bleeds into other subjects, and other subjects bleed into it. Like computer science is a mixture of math, logical thinking, and whatever you decide to do. So basically, if you want to, let's say you want to explore a field in art, well, computer science also has an active part of art. Nowadays, computer graphics has grown into such a big field that, like, even at my school, they have like 3 separate computer graphics class and AP College Board class for it. Let's say you want to do biology. Well, biotechnology is a specific field where people program applications for surgeons and doctors. You for my senior research project, I'm actually making a cardiogram where it measures people's heartbeat, and it's a mixture of energy systems, getting electricity from one place to another through various conversions. It's an application of biology, because heart, you need to be able to measure the heartbeat, and it's also a measure of computer science, because you need to present the data using the sensors that you have. So, and that's what I really like about the Hour of Code sessions that's been going around in the world, because it's a way to explore not only how computer science has indirectly and directly changed our lives, it's a way to inform people about it, not just locally, like not even just nationally, across the world. things like Khan Academy, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they've all been doing things like this, and it's really been affecting people. And the computer science field has grown so large that 10 years ago, what used to be a college course is now like a course that a 6th grader could take in school. Thank you. Any questions?
You listed quite a few different languages.
Yeah.
If you were just getting started in coding and wanted to kind of get your feet wet, which language would you start
Yeah,
with?
so how I started was HTML, because most children are familiar with websites, and websites are how most people get their exposure to technology. So HTML is basically what makes up a website. So it's very simple. You could probably learn in a week. It's very simple to learn the basics, and then as you get more interested, like you'll learn stuff on the way. It's not too hard. So that would be what I suggest to start with.
Have you published any apps?
Yeah. For my Verizon app challenge, I actually published an app, but Verizon had this policy where they own it now. So we got headphones, so that's good. All right.
What's your app do?
It was back in middle school, like the ages you guys are now. It was about blending social media with a GPS system. I don't remember the details, but we had to have a design process, and then we had to have like an algorithm process, and then they took the idea, and then they took it all the way to nationals, but then it didn't cross nationals. Yeah. Yeah.
What college are you planning to go to?
Sorry?
What college are you planning to go to?
Oh, yeah, college. By the way, congratulations to anybody whose family members or friends got into an Ivy League school. That came out yesterday. TJ is very big about colleges, so like all the tension that's been going on in the seniors' minds has been passed down all the way to juniors also. So colleges, like I said, the reason I included a slide about how CS can affect other sciences, because I'm not planning to pursue CS as a full-time job. I'm hoping to major in more of a biological field, like biotech, which where the experiences I have as a CS student will boost me, not take away from it. So UVA is one of them, then Georgetown, and VCU. VCU is another good one I'm applying to. Yeah.
You done?
Anything else?
Fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.